Hey, if it's your first time here, my name is Brian and I'm a reseller. I resell on eBay in the everything category. So I sell clothes, tools, toys, cookware, you name it. I'm trying to sell it on eBay to make a profit. And yesterday was a decent day. After so much of me ignoring my store, I had 5 sales come in yesterday throughout the day, and we're gonna go through those. I've already got all the packing material and the labels printed off. So I just need to throw them in the box or the bag and get them ready to go out the door. I did keep track of what I paid for everything, what I sold it for, and what the profit was total for the day, and we'll go through that as we go along. But let's take a look at the first thing that sold yesterday. Was this Oklahoma State University. This is a Nike shirt, I believe, but it's the camo. They do this for a lot of universities. And it's in really, really good shape. I picked it up. It's probably been close to a year ago. I paid $7.48 for it at Goodwill here locally. Sold it for $18.90 plus shipping. That was on an offer I sent out to the buyer, and they accepted it, which was awesome. I was hoping to sell it, and I figured, you know, during football season it would go, not during most other sports seasons. It's a long sleeve, it's cooler weather. I say that. In Oklahoma City, it's gonna be 82 degrees today. It is the middle of November. What is going on? I need to turn more of those big windmills on, cool down the earth a little bit. Oh man. That's a joke, because I saw a video where somebody thought the big windmills that you see all over the place were like fans to cool the earth down, not to create energy. So anyhow, all right, so that one after fees and everything is $8.08 in pre-tax profit. Next item that sold, so I did there was a handful of items and I sent the same offer percentage out on all of them at the same time, and these 2 shirts sold back to back. So this next one is a North Face. This is a half zip, not a quarter zip. So this one zips down halfway. It's a pretty nice piece. It's heavy. This thing came in at almost 2 pounds. I paid $2 for this at a garage sale. Got a good deal on that. Sold it for $17.92 plus shipping for an $11.37 pre-tax profit. Where's this one going? This one's going to Clayton, Delaware. I was just in Clayton, Oklahoma recently, and in Clayton, New Mexico, just in the past couple weeks. So when I say plus shipping, I did have somebody ask me about this, so I'll just clarify. When I say plus shipping, that means I'm charging the buyer for shipping. On clothing, I do flat rate shipping. On most everything else, I do calculated shipping, where I take the weights and dimensions of the item, figure out what kind of box I'm going to put it in, how much packing about, I add that in there. I put all that into the listing up front, so that I don't have to remember on some things. I may take the measurements of the item and either include it in the listing, or I have it to look at while I'm listing the item, so I know how to put that information in appropriately and get the right kind of return back. Third item sold, another shirt. 3 shirts in a row yesterday, and the item that sold a couple days before that was a shirt. So everybody's needing some shirts, I guess. But I picked up this Levi's 2-horse brand. This is a really heavy work shirt. I almost kept this about 6 different times, and I was like, I have too many shirts. I have enough shirts. But it's a really nice piece. I picked up at Goodwill for $7.48. This one sold full price, $27.89 plus shipping. This one was pretty decent because the shipping ended up being, I charged $9.99 because it's a heavy piece, and the shipping ended up costing me just a little under $8. So made some money on the shipping on that one. And it's going to Rochester, Minnesota. Yeah, it's not going to fit in sideways. It's okay. I can see the appeal of just being a clothing seller when it comes to packing items. While I don't love taking pictures of clothing and getting them prepped, I can see the appeal. It's so easy to package them up and get them out the door. That one is a $17.52 pre-tax profit. That North Face pullover was $11.37 in pre-tax profit. Next item that sold was this hat. Just kind of a generic hat, very patriotic. I picked this up at Love's gas station, which sounds like a funny place to source, but I walked in there to get some gas and I was getting some snacks, and my wife was waiting in the car, and I came out with this pile of hats and she was just shaking her head. They were in the clearance bin. They had a whole bunch of different styles, and once it all shook out and I paid for them all, they were like 95 cents a piece, including tax. So this one I got 95 cents into, and I've got 4 of them. So I'm not selling for a lot of money. I think I've got them priced at like 10 bucks, something like that. This one sold for $7.42 plus shipping. And, but I've got 3 more to sell. So 1 listing, 4 sales. I don't mind that. Just putting it in a little, one of these shoebox things that my dad gets for me. It's a little bit overkill on the box, but I've got a lot of them and he's got a lot more to bring me, and they're free. So I just use these to ship my hats. My camera battery died yesterday while filming, so I'm shooting this on my phone. Kicking it old school. Not that I have some amazing setup. I just shoot my videos on a DJI Osmo Action Cam, the original one, the very first version they came out with. So, but that's what it looks like all boxed up. And then, let's see, that one, $4.23 in pre-tax profit. And then the 5th item that sold is this ceramic. It's a Yankee candle for like little tea lights. You put in there, shines out through the thing. Really cool little piece. Picked this up at a garage sale just about a month and a half ago maybe, for $1, and sold it for $10 plus shipping. I took an offer on that one. Somebody sent me the offer. It's like, sure, why not? Get it out of here. That one, after shipping and fees, made a $4.92 pre-tax profit. This is the only one that's going to be a little bit of a packing job. I'm going to package the pieces separately so they're not rubbing against each other, and so that whenever they go to unpackage it, it is not, they don't accidentally unroll it wrong and pieces fall out or something. So I'm going to wrap these pieces separately inside the box. I did have to use a little bit bigger box than I thought. I thought I was going to use the same box that I did on the hat, but the tree portion is too big. Once it hit the packing paper at the bottom, it was sticking up right at the edge of the box. By the time I wrapped this in bubble wrap and put some paper around it, there was no room. It was too close. If it got bumped, it probably would have broken in shipping. We don't want that. We want a Merry Christmas, not a sad Christmas, for the people that want their Yankee tea light holder. Okay. Get some packing paper on here and I'll show you what the inside packing looks like. As long as you're not scared of breakable items, you know what to do from a packing perspective. It's really not that hard. Now, there's probably a lot of people who would not pay $1 for that to sell it for $10. I think I had it priced. I think my intention was to sell it for like 15. Pay 1, sell it for 15. I think I marked it at $12.89. That's what I ended up marking it at based on more sold comps that I was seeing. And then I got the offer for $10. Okay, that's kind of what it looks like. That there. So then I'll kind of overfill the top a little bit. Get it all squished down appropriately. That's what I do with the box. So that's what my packing looks like on the top, over full. And that puts enough pressure on the item to keep it from moving around in the box, but not so much that it's gonna break the item, which is really why I like packing paper, because you can get a nice firm packing job and keep the integrity of your item. All right, got that done. Get our shipping label on there. And we are good to go. That is all 5 items packed up and ready to go to the post office. I don't know how long that took. 12 minutes, 12 and a half minutes. So, and that's really only about probably 7 or 8 minutes worth of packing if I'm not talking. But so that's $46.12 in pre-tax profit for the one day, which is not, there's probably some people are going to roast me for this because they're like, oh my gosh, the profits are horrible. I can't believe you do that. Why would you do that? You're so horrible. I like to say I'm an average, but maybe a horrible reseller. So think about it this way though. If you could take these 5 items, which aren't the best case scenarios for reselling, and you could sell those 5 items every day for a year, you would make $16,787.68 in pre-tax profit if you did it exactly the way I just did it. And then after taxes, I'm assuming a 25% tax rate, which depending on your income could be too high, could be too low. So, but if you held out 25% to pay for taxes, your net income would be $12,590.76. So if you can sell these 5 non-awesome items each day, you'd have about $12,500 that you could, I don't know, buy a new car with, pay cash for a decent car, go on a pretty darn nice vacation. I just throw it in investments to make a whole bunch more money. There's a lot of stuff people could do with an extra $12,500 a year for really not much effort. Now, you can't just usually have just these 5 items for sale and then sell them all in the same day and then repeat that. You have to have a couple hundred, few hundred, thousand items, whatever it is, in stock to do that. So there's investment as you build it. Most people will build their eBay stores with the profits they make as they're growing. So it's not just a big chunk out of their pocket at one time, but that could be the payoff for you. Results vary, so could be less, could be more, but I think that's just kind of a really good example of like just in kind of an average day that you can have if you're, spending a little bit of time reselling on eBay. So all that to say, if you're not a reseller, you ought to be. It's awesome. Have a great day.